Okay, hello to whoever you're watching. Welcome to the React series. So here we have a problem, and we'll be learning the React suspense and lazy through this problem. So the problem is we have two elements, element 1 and element 2, which we are switching based on this state called element name. So if the element name is 1, we are showing element 1, otherwise element 2, right? Over here, one thing to notice is by default we show element 1, right? And there is something weird about element 2. So element 2 has this thing, right? It is like a very large loop. This is to simulate some kind of dependency and some very heavy component, right? So this is a very heavy component, and right now it is causing a very major issue. I'll just show you what the major issue is. If I refresh this, right, you'll see it is showing a white screen for a very long time. The reason is our app is basically freezed for all this time, and you saw, right? Because and our app is freezed due to this element 2, right? This is the reason why our app is freezed, and we see a blank screen. So what to do over here, right? And we don't even need element 2 at this stage, right? So we only need to show it once this is 2, right? So now how to solve this problem, right? We don't even need the component. It is making the entire app slow for us. Kind of not good. React has a solution for this, and that is called suspense and lazy loading. Let's see how do we do that. So what you have to do is you have to basically import the component. So you don't have to do this. So just convert this to make it let, and you just have to do use and then there's a function from React which you need to import. It's called lazy, and then that accepts a function where you can just import your element, right? So I don't know, am I doing it properly or not, but I'll try my best, right? So here we have an element 2 which we are importing lazily. So this is lazy. So that basically solves our issue, but there's one more problem. Right now if you switch, when it will load, the component will be empty, so there will be nothing there. I'll just show you, right? So if I just save this, and it's saving, and if I switch the component, you can see the app goes blank and you don't know what's happening because it started loading this once you click this. So that's bad, right? So what you need is you need a fallback UI. So while it is loading, I can show something like that, right? So how do you do that? That you can do by simply wrapping this entire component inside something called suspense, right? So you can see now it loaded. Took a really long time, right? So now I'll just take this div or everything from that and wrap this inside a suspense, right? So we can go over here, we can just put everything inside the suspense. Great. So now we have suspense. Suspense takes a prop called fallback. Now what is fallback? What you can do is you can pass any React element or normal HTML. So I'll just say loading over here for now, right? Now you will see something amazing. Now it will do whatever the element which is getting loaded, right? And it's very heavy, it will replace it by loading for the time it is loading, right? So now what we can do is we can just go over here and we can say switch, right? It went to, because it has already loaded before. So what we'll do is we'll refresh this, and now if we'll switch, you can see it is showing loading, right? It is not showing a blank screen or completely halted app. So now so let's summarize this. What does React lazy and suspense helps us to do? It helps us to load a very heavy React component with eventually when we actually need them. I'll give you an example where you can use this. For example, let's say you have a router, right? You have a React router. Let's say you are using React Router DOM, and you have various routes and various components, right? What happens is essentially when your app loads, all of those components are loaded. But let me ask you a question. Is all of those components required? Not at all. You only need that home page or whatever that initial page which is there, and you don't need to load everything. You can load it eventually when the user goes to that page, right? So now what you can do is you can load that home page directly and load everything else as a lazy loading in a lazy way, right? You can lazy load everything else, which will keep your React app super fast. So this was a summary of how you can use lazy and suspense in React. Thank you for watching. Have a really great day. Bye bye.